Hello people, it's your boy Osman back again with another video. Yes, I know how it has been ages. However, I just thought I'd upload this podcast because I actually thought we did a really good job on it. I thought the conversation was really good. So hopefully you guys enjoy it. I just wanted to give you a bit of an introduction because the podcast, the first 10 minutes or so has been cut off. So you will be joining us halfway through the podcast. Well, not halfway through, like after 10 minutes in. So that's probably why you're thinking, why is it mid-conversation? And also a lot of it is topical conversation. Of course, Man United v Spurs is a lot of it is regarding Man United v Spurs, the managerial situation of Man United, the managerial situation at Arsenal, that kind of thing, and just general Premier League chat. So hopefully you guys enjoy it. Drop your like, subscribe, let me know in the comments if you want me to upload these more regularly. Apart from that, enjoy the show. And as you can tell, my voice is absolutely battered.
Nowhere near the stand-up Man United, the likes of Cleverly, and he time and time again he did that. But just coming back what you said about the players, what are your thoughts on the players? You said quite, and this is something that we've spoken about on the way here. Are the players up to the standard, or even like, for example, right? This is where I cut Ollie just a bit of slack, and I shouldn't have to, but this is the only place that I will cut him a bit of slack. Okay, so we are live on Facebook Live now. It is actually working, so feel free to get your comments in, etc. But yeah, this is the only bit I cut him slack. All he had to work from was Pereira and Fred in midfield. Let's be honest, McTominay's injured, Pogba's injured, Matic is terrible when he's fit, his legs have gone. Mata had to play today, he's not good enough realistically speaking to play for Man United. So do you think Ollie deserves a bit of sort of leeway in that sense, or do you think he needs to just take the responsibility of?
Look, the manager can only do a job with the players that he's got, but it was Ollie's job in the summer to turn around and say, Woodward, we are short players in midfield, we are short players in defence. He didn't do that, he didn't speak out. I mean, now he's stuck with the group of players that we got, so the manager can only do a job with the players that he's got currently in his disposal.
Do you think another manager could come in with this crop of players and actually make a difference?
I'll be honest with you, whether we turn to Pochettino, whether we turn to somebody else like potentially Allegri, they're not going to be able to do anything with that midfield. That midfield is a shambles. There is nobody in that midfield that you can turn around and says a leader in that midfield. There is no leader in that midfield.
But I don't think we've got a leader in the team.
There is no leader in the team. There is nobody in that midfield that wants to do something different. They're always trying to pass the ball sideways. There's no risk taking. There's no pressing the ball forward. There is no plan. There is no tactics going forward. There is no game plan. The players look lost.
So obviously you've said quite clearly that even if Pochettino was to come in, he might not be able to do anything. So what's your solution now? Is like, for me personally, look, you've been Ollie out. Just to clarify for all the people that are listening, this isn't us being flip-flops. It might be me being a flip-flop, but he has actually been Ollie out even from when Ollie was on that unbelievable run, like before the PSG game when Ollie first came in. You said from day one that Ollie is not credible to do the job, that kind of thing. So fair play to you. But like, moving on from that, how can we move forward? Like, for me personally, I just think we can never move forward unless Woodward is replaced, because at the end of the day, like, you can bring somebody else in and they might be able to work wonders for a while, but if our next manager doesn't get another centre mid or a couple of other players, it's just pointless. Like, even Jose Mourinho can't work wonders with this team. Do you know what I mean? I just don't think, I can't see where the vision is, basically.
Whether we sack Woodward, whether we sack Ollie, something has got to give. It's time for a new voice within the club. We've got an investment banker, an accountant running our club that is absolutely clueless. He has no football knowledge whatsoever. We need a new manager, we need a new person running our club, a new chief executive, someone that actually has a footballing brain.
Yeah, no, 100%. I obviously, for me personally, like, just coming back to what you've said regarding the footballing brain, I think that's of utmost importance. Like, at the end of the day, like, it's just not going to change, is it? Let's be quite frankly honest with you. Like, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer or Pochettino, whoever's in charge, if they haven't got the right people behind them, it is basically pointless. For me personally, there's no way back really for us as a club. You know, we might have win a couple of games, but we've just got we've got basically such less quality in that team. There's gonna be no consistency. But yeah, moving on from that, I have been trying to get Keishan online, but for some reason the number's not working for whatever reason. So if you are trying to call in and you can't get through, I do apologise. It's I think it's just a technical difficulty. I'm not really sure, to be quite frankly honest with you. I've just been told that the lines aren't working. Anyways, yes, so just moving on from that, let's talk about Tottenham Hotspur, your favourite, Jose Mourinho. He's coming in charge for another manager that you massively rate, which of course is Pochettino. First and foremost, your thoughts on Pochettino. Do you think he should have got sacked?
For me, something had to give. It was a time. I think it was a time for a new voice at the club. I mean, the way Tottenham were going, they could not continue like that. So something had to give, and it was time for. I think it was after 5.5 years. It was time for a change. Whether Jose Mourinho is the right appointment or not, that is a different question. I mean, he has got a track record of success, and he will bring trophies. Whether is he a long-term option? Is he going to do the same job Pochettino did without spending any money for a couple of transfer windows? No, he's not. Jose Mourinho is not going to sit there quietly and work wonders with this squad without spending money. Jose Mourinho will demand money.
To be fair,
wherever he goes,
he must have been promised money, surely.
But Jose Mourinho, wherever he goes, he seems to work wonders. In his first couple of years, he'll win something, but in his third year, he always seems to make a mess of things. He falls out with the doctor, with the board, with the coach, and with Jose Mourinho, you will get success.
Oh wait, we're getting a phone call. 1 second. Keep talking.
You will get success.
Hello.
You also get failure as well.
Hello.
Hello.
Is that Keishan?
Yeah, it is. Hi.
Oh, finally. Sorry to cut you off. Finally. What was you saying? There's no sound.
Yeah, it just wasn't working. But anyway, the important thing is I'm on now.
Okay,
thank you for having me.
that's the main thing. Okay, so sorry, Johnny, you were in your stride. Go on, carry on what you're saying. You were right. But we'll pass it to Kish.
I was saying with Jose Mourinho, you will get that element of success, but you will get a lot of controversy. And with Jose Mourinho, he's not a long-term manager. He seems to fall out with a club doctor.
Okay, we'll pass that on to Keishan, because obviously Keishan, as we know, is a Tottenham Hotspur supporter. So Kish, obviously what Johnny said is basically, I agree with what he's saying. He's not a long-term, he might be a short-term fix. But what are your thoughts as a Spurs fan? Is that okay for you lot, or?
I think at the moment, the situation that we're under, he is the appointment that we need. First and foremost, he is a manager of sheer pedigree that will not only keep the majority of our players.
Yeah, that's true. Not minus Eriksen, obviously. Do you think Eriksen will stay, or?
Yeah, Eriksen will go, and I think Mourinho's also happy to let him go from the news.
Yeah, you don't want that toxicity in the team.
No, I think he doesn't want to have players that don't want to be there, and that's in his right. That's correct, and any manager should say that, to be honest. So and he tried to do that with Pogba. I think by the end of his reign at United, you could see that Pogba didn't want to be there, and there's still debates of whether Pogba still wants to be United. So you could see him that way. He always gets rid of players that aren't there for the.
But do you think he's the right man though? Because obviously, like we've spoken previously to obviously the show and stuff regarding Jose and what his ability to take the club down from the inside out. Like, do you think that potential short-term success should be had? Do you think that outweighs the sort of the long-term sort of negativity that will surround Jose Mourinho?
I think what it is with us is we spent almost $1 billion on our new stadium. Now, with that stadium, it needs European football, and when I mean European football, I mean Champions League football. Now, if you're going to look for any manager in world football that can give you short-term success and can give you something to keep it, to fix the problem for a limited time and in a quick time period, that is Jose Mourinho.
But Kish,
he's proved it.
With Jose Mourinho, do you think he's going to do the same job Pochettino did by not spending any money for a couple of windows? Do you think Mourinho is going to stand for that?
But surely he's been given money.
Surely. But then my answer towards that is there's no way in hell that Mourinho has gone to Tottenham knowing that he's got no money. Because if you look at wherever Mourinho's been, he's spent money, which I agree to. Now, he's clever enough to know that he isn't going to go to Tottenham unless he's been given some sort of approval from Levy to say that he will have money to spend.
Hang on for a second. He went to Man United. He was given the money there. Everyone thought that he's going to be an element of success there. He'll win the Premier League, win the Champions League. He spent the money there, but what has happened to Man United since he's left?
But then also you've got to say to Man United, in that last season that he was there, he didn't get the players that he wanted.
But what look at previous 2 years? You're right, but what about the previous 2 years? He did get the money, he spent, I believe, over 200 million.
So the first season, fair enough.
He bought Pogba in.
No, however, I've got an answer to that. So his first season he was at Man United, what was his target? What was his
top
target?
top four, realistically,
exactly.
which he achieved.
Did he achieve top four?
Well, he didn't, but he won the Europa League, so technically he was a success.
My point is, did he achieve top four? He
did. No, he didn't. Not first season.
He won the Europa League, and we got qualified the long route.
Exactly. However, his target was Champions League football. That was
he was a success first year.
And he achieved that. And not only did he achieve that, he won trophies in the process. So that for me was a success.
Absolutely.
Second season, fair enough. The amount of money he spent in that second season, it was to win the Premier League, and they didn't win the Premier League. However, they came second. Now, again, I know it was second by far, but you've got to understand that Man City team is probably has been revered as one of the best teams in Premier League history. Am I incorrect by that?
Yeah,
incorrect by that.
Absolutely. So, but just coming back to Jose Mourinho, and I agree with a lot of what you're saying. But just a couple of things. How far do you think he can take you guys? Like you said, short-term success. Obviously, that's an FA Cup.
For me, he won't win the Premier League at Tottenham because we're very, very far away from
fair
that.
Point.
And it would take a lot of money. However, if he say if he's got a 3-season contract with us, right, or which I don't think he'll last. I think he'll be there for 2 seasons. If he, in those 2 seasons, maintains top 4 for us and also wins a trophy, which is either the FA Cup, the League Cup, Champions League, anything possible, then for me that is a successful term. Now, a lot of people have said that, the League Cup, the FA Cup is nothing. It's not. It doesn't really matter. It's a relevant trophy. It might be for the likes of Manchester United, Chelsea,
Arsenal,
City, Liverpool, also. However, for someone like us who've not won a trophy in 11 years, for the teams that we've had, if he wins a trophy at Tottenham, therefore, that has to be a success because no man.
Right, no, obviously, to be honest, I can't disagree with that. As a Spurs fan yourself, I'm pretty sure you would take that anyways.
We would.
What happens in a couple of years' time? That 3-year contract, end of his second season, start of his third season. When he starts, the results turn bad. The controversy. What happens then?
Yeah. But this is what I'm trying to. This is what I said to Usman earlier. Where, for me personally, it's a marriage with get out. It's what Gary Neville said in his recent interview. It is literally a fixed contract. It won't go past a certain period because there must be get out clauses like you won't believe in that contract. Where I feel like Mourinho, because he got a lot of criticism for the job that he did at Man United. He no longer has been able to attract the very, very top jobs. He hasn't.
Yeah, no, he's had to take this job. I don't think he wanted to.
But what do you expect? The guy's gone to Chelsea twice. He's gone to Chelsea twice. He's been sacked at Chelsea. He's been sacked at Man United. He's been sacked at Real Madrid. These are big clubs. These are not.
However, he's been sacked at these clubs with success. So Man United, maybe you can argue with that. But at Chelsea, in his second era.
He was definitely a success at Chelsea. I don't even think Bakker can deny that, although he doesn't like him.
Bakker calling if you listen.
And at Real Madrid, fair enough, he got sacked.
He was a success at Real Madrid as well.
If you look at his record, the season in which they won the league, they scored the most goals and they got the highest ever points in La Liga history, which I believe still stands.
Okay, let's come back to Tottenham Hotspur because we're going off the topic a bit. Okay, so obviously his first 3 games in charge, obviously you won all 3 games, twice, 3-0 up, and then obviously almost bottling the lead sort of thing.
Yeah.
What have you made of his sort of tenure so far? Have you seen any noticeable changes? Minus obviously that to Dele Alli, of course.
I mean, defensively, nothing's been changed yet, in my opinion, because that defence is a very aging team. So you've got Alderweireld, who's 31.
You need a couple of fullbacks, don't you, really?
Danny Rose, who doesn't want to be there. Trippier, who we let go of and have not replaced, let's be honest. Sessegnon has been injured for almost a decade, by the looks of it.
Is this the same Sessegnon from Fulham?
Yeah, Ryan Sessegnon.
Wait, I didn't even know you signed him.
They signed him, yeah.
25 million on deadline.
Oh my God, has he even played a game?
He's been injured.
He's been injured since he come.
Oh wow, I actually forgot that you signed him.
Exactly. So in my opinion,
that'll be a good signing when he's fit.
It will, but that's what I'm trying to say. We need surgery in that defence. However, the difference I have seen is he's got 2 defensive midfielders. Now, one of the things that even I forgot to realise was the fact that with us at Tottenham, when we were at our very, very best,
right,
when we had Wanyama,
Dembele, yeah.
Of course, it's okay playing now.
It wasn't until Wanyama got injured and then came back and was never the same. And Dembele, we have never been managed to replace Dembele.
Dembele's class, man.
Ndombele was signed to replace him.
And Dembele's done alright, to be fair.
He has, but Dyer is not the player that he was in 2016 when Man United tried to sign him.
Yeah, thank
But
God.
Nyama is not the player he was. Ndombele has been signed from the French league, so it will take him a bit of time to adapt. So in terms of the fundamentals, he's trying. However, in 3 games, we've won 3 games. So at the moment, you can't really say anything negative about the guy because he's started off like in a way that we wanted.
He did the same at Man United though. You've got to remember.
It
was the exact same. We were called 4-0 FC. We've only got 30 seconds or so. So we've not got.
The big challenge is now because we've got in December we've got both United and Chelsea.
But you've got us on Wednesday, haven't you? So
exactly. So you know, this is a massive month for us because we could technically close the gap. Because if you look at this weekend, Man City have drawn, Chelsea have lost. Fair enough, Leicester won, but Chelsea is probably the team that we can catch. Now, if we...
Right, Kish, I'm going to have to cut you off because it's literally the break. Okay, so after the break, we'll do the preview for Man United and Spurs, and obviously you can talk a bit more then. Kish, if you give me a call at 1:30, and obviously I'll answer again.
Perfect.
No worries, mate. I'll catch you guys in a bit. We'll be back soon. Hello, and welcome back to your Sunday night show with your host Usman Akhtar. I just put the lines on by accident, then I wasn't meant to do that. So we are back. We're going to do the preview to Spurs v Manchester United. If we can get Keishan back on the line, of course, I will just drop him a text while we're waiting. If you want to get yourselves involved, he's ringing now, just give me a second. Hello, is that Keishan?
Hello. It is, yeah.
Oh, there we go. I was just about to text you. Okay, so as I was saying, if you want to get yourselves involved, check us out on Facebook Live, on Link FM 96.7. You can get your questions in while we are live on air. Also, feel free to drop a like on the page. Anyways, we're going to do a quick preview for Manchester United v Spurs. We can do the team line as well. Obviously, myself and Johnny, of course, bought Manchester United and you spot Spurs. Okay, so Johnny, we'll start with you first and foremost. What are your thoughts going into this game? Are you confident? Is that Old Trafford, by the way, just to let you know? You're really confident, yeah?
I just can't see us getting a result. I really can't.
You don't need to cry.
I really can see I really can't see anything other than Tottenham win.
I don't know about
I can see Jose Mourinho going there and having the last laugh.
No,
that's what Jose does.
That would be a last laugh for Jose Mourinho.
I mean, I think that certainly.
Do you think he'll celebrate? Do you think he'll celebrate?
Of course.
I don't think he'll celebrate.
Of course. I
think he'll be quite apologetic.
He'll tell the crowd to shush.
Nah, I'll be shocked if he does that because his reception coming back to Old Trafford has actually been really good.
Or if he does a knee slide, I will literally love it.
I'll be surprised. I'm being serious. I'll be surprised that if he's like that against us because I think he actually loves the United fans. He has been speaking quite well.
He has done the knee slide before against United when he was at Porto.
Oh, that doesn't count though, innit?
Remember that?
Yeah, I do actually. That was legendary. To be fair to Jose, the stuff that he has said has mainly been directed at the board, which most of it I agree with. It's in absolute shambles. Kish, obviously Manchester United drew 2-2 against Aston Villa. I'm not sure how much of that game you caught. Okay, fantastic. So yeah, what are your thoughts going into this game, like with Man United in the current sort of situation?
I've heard Martial's injured.
Is he? Is that why he come off?
I've heard he's injured. So
oh
if he's
wow.
Out for that game, then you know, pre-Martial this season, what you guys have been like.
We've got literally no one then because we haven't even got a winger. That means Mata's gonna or Lingard's gonna be playing.
I don't know if Pogba's back.
Pogba's not back. I think McTominay potentially could be back.
Pogba's. I think McTominay will be back against Spurs. Pogba might play some part as well. Apparently he's back in training. So he might.
I don't think he'll risk Pogba. I think that'll be stupid of him to play Pogba, to be honest.
I would not be surprised if Pogba has a world of a game against Mourinho. Just
to be fair, it's plot twist. Not Jose shushing, Pogba going up to Jose and shushing him.
He could turn into Maldini-esque and
caption this.
Oh god, that to be fair, that would be the last laugh, really, wouldn't it?
He would, and he would do the ear celebration to Mourinho.
Yeah, I know. There's definitely a bit of sort of animosity between the two players, players, the manager and the player there. But anyways, I was about to say, going into the game, Kish, what are your thoughts on this? Are you confident?
I'm really confident. I think you guys at the moment are really struggling. You only play one type of football.
But what's that?
It is the counter-attacking football. And with us, if we sit deep, you will struggle. And I think having Rashford up front with the likes of Alderweireld and Sanchez there, they will literally just sit behind.
To be honest, right, I don't know what Johnny thinks about this, right, but you lot should win, right, on two fronts. Firstly, the fact that you've got a bounce from a new manager, but secondly, that new manager knows our squad inside out.
He does,
and we know how meticulous Jose is with his tactics. He's gonna know every single weakness in that team. Let's be real. He's gonna know every single weakness in every player. The only person he can't really think about is Daniel James. He's seen enough. He's seen enough of him this season, but that is the only person he might not know enough about. Every other player, he'll know everything about them. He'll know exactly how to get out the back four. He'll know exactly how to exploit that Fred Pereira shambles of a pivot. So for me personally, not just the form, but the fact that you've got Jose Mourinho, who's been at Manchester United for such a long period. He knows how it is to be at Old Trafford. To be honest, you lot should win this game.
We should.
Realistically speaking, Dele Alli's in the form of his life as well. So like, it'll be typical if Man United do actually get a result. I'm not going to lie.
Kish, what do you think the score? What do you think the final score will be at Old Trafford?
Personally,
yeah.
I think it will be 3-1 Tottenham.
What do you think will be the first goal scorer and the last?
First goal scorer, I think Kane. And last goal scorer, I think will be Ali.
Kane doesn't really do well against. I think Dele Alli. I think that third man run's going to kill us, because at the moment we're very much struggling with that third man run. Anyone that runs in from midfield tends to do well against us. But Johnny, what are your thoughts there? Just say you're Ole Gunnar Solskjaer going into this game. What formation are you going to play with the players that we've got available? So bear in mind, McTominay is, by the sounds of it, looks like sounds like he's available. If Martial is injured, of course, that is a massive blow for us. But what would you do? I think I know what I would do personally. If you want me to go first,
personally, I'd go that. Because it's a home, we should play attacking football.
That's not going to happen.
We should play attacking football.
That's not going to
happen. But we should be playing attacking football, getting the fans back on side.
Right.
He needs to produce a result of some kind.
If he wins this, it could be a turning point for him potentially.
There needs to be a result of some kind out there, because the results have been poor.
Yeah.
So he needs to go out on his shield. Regardless.
Go on his sword and land on his sword. Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Yeah. We should go out there and try and play attacking football.
That's not going to happen.
Mourinho, what Mourinho will do is he'll score one goal and he'll sit back.
I don't think they will. I don't think Spurs will sit back. Kish, what do you think?
No, I don't think we'll sit back.
I think they're going to go for the kill.
So you reckon they'll come at us?
We won't be our usual attacking self, but I think with the players that we have,
you've got a way better team.
We can't play in a defensive method, because in the last couple of games he's played Son, Lucas Moura and Kane together.
But with Mourinho, you always get negative tactics. I know he's just come to Tottenham and results for being good. With Mourinho, he always
in the big games.
In the big games, he's very defensive. He scores that one goal. He likes to sit back.
This is a big test for us, and we'll find out what he does as well in terms of his management style. But I think when you've got the likes of Dele Alli and Kane and their partnership together, and to be honest, Son is providing everything.
Son's unreal, isn't he?
He is literally unreal, and I feel like with your defence, it will be very, very difficult.
I don't know how we're going to manage that. I'll be honest with you, right? This is just my personal opinion, and I know this is borderline bias, but I actually think it's going to be a draw. Only reason being is because if you look at our performances against every big team we played, this including Leicester, Liverpool, Arsenal. Well, we can't really say they're a big team, but Arsenal's, Chelsea twice. We've always performed against the bigger teams.
But the thing is,
because it plays into our hands.
Those big teams try and come at us.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
That's what we like.
But that's what I'm saying. This game here is going to play into our hands. A team that comes at us,
but
the thing
could
with
potentially play off the park.
This goes back to your point. Mourinho knows that team.
Yeah,
but
true.
Jose Mourinho's teams don't really come out full force attacking.
Yeah,
Jose Mourinho will score that for one goal, and he will sit down a counter. United can't play against teams that sit deep in their half.
The thing is with Jose. Like obviously, like I've already said, he knows his team inside out. He's a master at putting out fires on the pitch. If there's nobody better than putting fires out. Like when he got Herrera to man Mark Hazard and follow him to the toilets. The guy's a specialist at killing people off. So that does worry me, I've got to be honest.
And that's the problem.
Sorry, Kish, you're breaking up.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, so obviously referring back to your point, Johnny, where you said, Mourinho sits back. If he does that in this game, that actually
Spurs will win.
That actually plays, and the reason why that plays to our hands is because your team.
We can't break it down.
Is fit into counter-attacking football.
That's what the point I've been trying to get across to us, man.
Yeah, if we give you the ball, what are you going to do with it? Because you've got no creativity in that midfield without Pogba.
It's true, and obviously Johnny's already said this.
That's the point I've been making across for the last couple of shows.
And
we can't play against teams that sit back in or off.
Yeah, I think
we only play well against teams that come at us.
So
I think even Steven Wonder knows that, bro.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, to be fair, it would make sense because obviously you got the likes of Lucas Morapids and Son on the break. Unreal. Okay, but he's going to do a quick score prediction, yeah, and then we'll move on because we've got to talk about Liverpool running away with the title as well. Okay, so Johnny, we'll start with yourself. So what's your score prediction quickly?
I've got Spurs 2-1.
2-1. Okay, I think that's realistic. Keisha, what was yours again, sorry?
Spurs 3-1.
Okay. Also, Adam has joined us, Adam Zayshandar. So feel free to get your score prediction in the live chat, and I'll read that as well. I'm gonna actually say a draw, and this isn't me being biased. It's only because I've got a feeling that both the teams are gonna cancel each other out. If Spurs score first, then they're definitely gonna win. But if we score first, I can, just because it's Jose Mourinho, I can imagine the crowd getting up for it. And obviously wanting us to put one over him. So I'm going to say 1-1. And I'm going to say the goal scorer is going to be Rashford for us. And for you guys, I'm going to say it's going to be Dele Alli.
I think this is going to be a game of who scores first.
Yeah, no, it definitely is. Because if you lot score first, I can't see us breaking you down. But anyways, like I said, we need to move on because we do need to talk about, sadly, we need to talk about Liverpool. Winning 2-1. Both goals from Virgil van Dijk. Headers, of course. A bit of peculiar finishing to the game. Alisson getting straight red card, definitely a red card, obviously handball day. Adam just put 2-1 to United. Okay, fair play. At least somebody's had a bit of positivity to Manchester United. Go on, Adam. But yeah, so Alisson's handball day. Obviously, Liverpool hold on. It's just another fantastic win for Liverpool, really, to be honest with you. Kish, I'll start with you, mate. What are your thoughts on the title race? Is that it? Is that done for you? Because obviously Man City are 11 points behind now.
The only way they could mess this up, in my opinion, is if Van Dijk gets injured. Because if Van Dijk gets injured, he is the bone of that defence. And I feel that this season, if you've noticed, they have leaked more goals than they usually do. They have leaked a lot. Last season, defensively, they were a lot more astute and a lot more solid than they have been this season. Although they've won games, how many games have
they're all 2-1s. They're literally all 2-1s.
Exactly. And if you take
which is fair play, by the way.
If you take his leadership out of that team.
But they have lost Fabinho, though. I just want to add.
Yeah. He's out till New Year's.
Yeah, exactly. They have just lost a very important player. Let's not take that away from them because Fabinho is pivotal.
But for me, if they lose Van Dijk, then it's possible. But again, that would take Man City to win quite a few games on the trot.
What's that? That's almost 4 games.
11 points for me is too much. I think
4 games.
I think it's nail in the coffin. I think you might as well just.
What about Leicester then? For both of you then, Johnny, we'll start with you. What are your thoughts on Leicester? 8 points behind then. It's still not realistic, but it's obviously a bit closer.
I really can't. I really can't see Leicester continuing that challenge throughout the season. I really can't see it.
I can see Liverpool. Say that about Leicester though, because
I just can't see Liverpool. I can't see Liverpool dropping that 11-point lead. I just can't see it. You might as well just give the title to Liverpool right now.
But then my argument against that is you've got to say that Leicester, the majority of those players are still there who won the league, so they know how to.
I can see what you're saying, but just regarding with Liverpool, it is very early doors.
They've got luck on their side. They
have got luck on the side at the moment. But December,
everything going for them.
If they're still like, just say for me personally, I've already said I think Liverpool have won the title, although it kills me. But I just think if it comes to January, right, and they're still about 8 points clear, then I would say then they've won the title. Because in December the games come so thick and fast. You just have that sort of just hypothetically speaking. Just say they lose one game, right? Just say they lose, because obviously with December there's 3 games in the space of like 6 days. You lose that one game and then you have that bit of a negative sort of moment. You don't really have enough time to overcome it because you got another game. So that could potentially. I'm just saying that could potentially go on to another game. Do you get what I'm saying?
I understand what you're saying, but
they still need a result in the Champions League as well because they're not qualified. So that again, that's another fixture. That's another game where they have to get a result because if they don't, they won't qualify.
Well, Adam's made a good point here. To be fair, he said Liverpool have got 9 games in December, right? Obviously, as we know, that's a lot. Have they got the same amount of squad depth? Like I know Man City got a few injuries as well, but have they got the same amount of squad depth as Man City to rotate those players? Because like the likes of Mane, Salah, they're gonna need a rest at some point. Have they got this?
In my opinion.
I would agree with Keishan.
But that's where they're going to drop points potentially.
And bear in mind,
when they're having to rotate.
Players, someone like Shaqiri, for example, he's hardly had a kick all season, and then say you bring him in out of the cold to play a couple of games, it will take him a couple of games just to get
back with the pace.
So it's not easy.
So that's for me where if in December, come the end of December, if they're still well ahead, then for me, then they've got the title in the bag.
I agree.
But it comes down to rotation, like Adam said, 9 games in the space of, I don't know, like it's probably going to be what 15, 20 days. It's a lot.
They field, I think, 2 teams on one day.
Yeah, exactly. One of the days they have to field 2 separate teams because they got that World Cup thing. Clubs Cup, whatever it is.
Club World Cup,
that's the one. So even like little things like that, if they pick up a couple of injuries there, then obviously there's going to be a bit of a disaster. But yeah, let's talk about Manchester City. Obviously, they drew 2-2 to Newcastle. In fact, sorry, just before we, very briefly, thoughts on Ballon d'Or for Van Dijk. Kish, we'll start with you. Do you think he deserves over Messi very quickly?
He has to win it. I can't see another outstanding candidate bar him.
Okay, Johnny, your thoughts?
For me, it's going to kill me saying this, but Van Dijk has got to get the Ballon d'Or.
Okay, I'm just going to...
He deserves the Ballon d'Or.
Okay, I completely disagree with both of you. I'm not even being biased. Honestly, I genuinely think it's right. A lot of fans, including myself, because we don't watch the Spanish league frequently enough, like we automatically elevate the Premier League players a lot higher than they actually are. I'm not saying that Van Dijk doesn't deserve to be within a shout, but for me personally, Messi scored 50 goals.
Messi does it every year.
But that's not his fault,
but
though.
Van Dijk, let's give it to a defender.
Yeah, but I don't think...
Look at the impact he's made since
Okay, fair enough. I'm not denying any of this. He's been phenomenal. If a defender's ever going to win it, it has to be Van Dijk.
Of course.
But my argument is Messi still scored 50 goals this year. So, like...
But then it's like saying one season Lukaku scored 28 goals for United.
Yeah, but come on,
we're still branded a failure though.
No, come on, like you just compared Lukaku's stats.
Come on, Kish.
Don't Kish, come on, that's ridiculous.
You can't
50 goals and God knows how many assists.
You're basing it on stats.
I'm basing on performances, man. Come on, let's be honest. Messi's been phenomenal.
Every year. Van Dijk, look at
Messi's been phenomenal, man.
Where was his performance against Liverpool in that second leg when they had a 4-goal lead?
Yeah, but he's done it time and time again. He's allowed to have one bad game. Anyways, moving on. Okay, that's fine. That's 2v1. We'll give it to you, and that's fine. Anyways, Adam Dar said Smalling at Roma. To be fair, it's a shout.
Let's be fair. The Italian league is really slow.
Okay. Let's leave it because we haven't got much time. Okay, so moving on, like I said, to Manchester City, 2-2 against Newcastle. De Bruyne scoring an absolute worldie, by the way. And then Shelby, former Liverpool player, Lord Voldemort, bangs it in from about 25 yards. Absolute shambolic defending against City, leaving him in that much space. But, Jerry, we'll start with you. Thoughts on Pep? Is he responsible, or what's your opinions?
Pep's got to take responsibility. There's nothing really changed in that Man City team since last year. Besides injuries, they're just been inconsistent.
Do you think Man City have been really poor, or do you think Liverpool have just been phenomenal? Because you got to remember, Liverpool have only dropped 2 points. They're basically perfect, and it's they've played everybody as well. So they've not played any of the good teams. They've battered everybody, bar Manchester United. So would you say Man City have been as bad as people are making out, or do you think it just showcases how good Liverpool have been? If that makes sense.
I think. With Man City this season, they've been inconsistent. The performances haven't been good enough. For Man City have been poor. Liverpool have been good, but Man City have been poor.
Poor in what sense, Kish? What do you reckon?
Points, they've been conceding goals. They've had injuries.
Defensively, they've been horrendous.
Defensively, they've been horrendous. They don't look the same outfits last year.
But they spent about 400 million just on the defence. They spent more money on their defence than some countries.
They're playing defensive midfield or centre back. That's how.
See, the problem is that you say that they spend 400 million on that defence. That 400 million won them 2 back-to-back Premier Leagues.
Yeah, it's true.
If you say that's money well spent, you have to say.
Well, 100%, man. Come on, let's be honest. You can't.
Come on, 2 out of 3.
You expect, but you expect a lot of people saying Pep this, Pep that, and I've been a massive critique of Pep, so I'm not sitting here saying I haven't. But You can't expect him to win 3 Premier Leagues back to back.
Come on, let's be
ridiculous.
fair. If you look at the squad, their squad, how good their squad is, they should be.
That defense is a shambles, though.
They should have spent 400 million.
Yeah. So, however, in my opinion, on this, now in the last 2 seasons, he's tried to sign a defender. Now it all started from he tried to sign Van Dijk, and Liverpool outbid them.
If they signed Van Dijk, oh my God.
He tried to sign Johnny Evans, and they were outbid by Leicester.
Did you try to sign Harry Maguire? Harry Maguire as well.
Harry Maguire and have been outbid. Now, what this tells me is actual fair play is actually taking place. It is actually affecting Man City because first and foremost, you need a homegrown British player because they're below that rate apparently already.
Well, that's why they got Scott Carson in there, haven't they?
Yeah. So
Madness.
Madness making numbers up.
It is.
and they couldn't afford. They got outbid by United for Maguire. So it's not as if he didn't try because he did want a defender. The board unfortunately couldn't afford him, and with the financial fair play, with everything on top of that, it had to be a British signing. Now, for the British defender of good quality, in my opinion,
there's nobody
available. There isn't. So
but Kish, going back to the Harry Maguire, £85 million United spent in that. You think it was wise decision by City to pull out the 85? Pull out.
I still think Maguire's a good player.
Harry Maguire was.
He's not worth 85.
You think that was a good set of business by United?
In hindsight, no. However, he said numerous times in his interviews that they got outbid for him and they couldn't afford to pay him.
But £85 million is a lot of money.
It is too much. It's too much money for him, bro. I'm not going to deny that, but I still think he's a good defender, Maguire.
However, though, if you look at the moment, they're in a case at the moment over financial fair play, over overspending. So imagine
they should get a point deduction, to be honest.
This is what I'm trying to say. So maybe it is the case that they
should get something.
Have the money to balance the books for him.
Yeah, well,
that's the problem because who did they actually sell of any value? Because they signed.
Well, they tried to sell Sana, didn't he? And he got injured, didn't he? So
they swapped Cancelo for the other guy that they had, I think, who went to
Company went.
Yeah, Company was a free.
Yeah, Company was free. Yeah. Well, his wages have gone off the books. That's about it.
Danilo went to Juventus, but then they signed Cancelo from the money from.
I forgot they got Cancelo. You know, he's barely playing in his class.
In terms of money, they didn't exactly have enough outgoings to spend for the.
Yeah, no, it's true. I think financial fair play has finally called.
But it's about time. It's about time. The amount of money they've spent on players, they've literally bought the league. It's about time.
To be fair, I'm not going to give any sympathy to Man City. Like you said, they basically bought the league. Okay, let's move on quickly because we've only got 4 minutes and I have to cover Arsenal Football Club because first and foremost to sack Emery. Firstly, to sack Arsene Wenger, after God knows how many protests for Emery, who's good evening, absolute shambles, and then they sack him, and then they still draw the first game on the Jomberg. By the way, they got absolutely battered by Norwich. Norwich absolutely hammered them. It should have been Norwich win.
But we are talking about Arsenal. They are a comedy club, isn't it?
They're still above us, mate.
That's what I mean. How's Oli kept his job? We are below them, and Emery gets sacked. Oli's getting away with it.
Oh God! Let's not get back onto Emery thing. Okay. First and foremost, Kish, what are your thoughts? Obviously, I think we're all probably in agreement.
I think a lot of sackings. You know, I don't agree to because especially today. I don't know if we touched upon it yet. The Watford manager. I don't think that's fair. That's not justified.
Marco Silva next.
Yeah.
Well, he's going to get sacked, definitely.
However, I think Emery, in my opinion, that is justified. The players never understood his philosophy. The whole team never understood his philosophy.
Absolute shambolic.
The situation with Ozil, he handled terribly, by the way.
Yeah.
And then on top of that,
ridiculous.
His signings that he's probably gone out, pulled his neck out to get have not worked. And his tactics have just.
Well, he signed David Luiz, isn't it? So
signed Nicolas Pepe as well.
You've got to say it was justified. You've got to say his.
No, I completely agree. I think we're all in agreements here. Just thoughts. Obviously, let's not talk about the game too much because we haven't got much time. I think to be fair to Jomberg, he has not really had much time to really stamp any authority. So let's talk about the new manager. Who do you think should take over Arsenal Football Club? We'll start with you, Junaid.
This is an impossible job. I mean, does any manager want to take that risk?
What about Poch? Just quickly, Pochettino.
Let's be fair. No disrespect, Arsenal fans, but let's be fair. Of all the clubs, does he really want to go? Does he want to?
Well, he can't go to Bayern Munich.
He has got too much respect. He's got too much respect for Tottenham Hotspurs. Does he really want to go to Arsenal Football Club?
Oh my
No
God.
offense, Arsenal. I'm man's up.
It's to be fair to you,
It's an impossible job. He's got look at the board.
He's got Bayern Munich and all these clubs. Barcelona
It'll be-
potentially
in
in for him as
In
well.
my opinion, I think they'll wait till the end of the season to get Allegri. I think they'll.
Who
No,
Arsenal?
would Allegri want to come?
I think the thing is, London to start off with is an attractive city for any manager to be around, and Arsenal and the Premier League to be in the Premier League. And
Yeah, but do you think Allegri's the right man though? Because he doesn't really fit into the criteria.
He's a boring
And he doesn't
manager.
really fit into what
Defensive,
you'd
Italian
affiliate with Arsenal Football Club. Like,
They
over
were
the-
attacking football,
exactly.
defensive.
Over Wenger, they were spoiled with good football. He's pragmatic.
He fits in the category.
He's BTEC Jose Mourinho. BTEC Jose Mourinho.
Yeah.
He's won. Okay, fair enough. Why did I ace him now was fantastic. But what he's done at Juventus, you can't
Let's
really
be
class
fair.
it.
Who have they got in their league though? How slow is the Italian league?
Apparently, the board said they did want.
For
They did
15 million a year, 15 million a year.
They did want Mourinho.
No, that's what's come out since they've sacked Emre. Apparently, they wanted Jose, which is just pathetic to
Can
think.
you imagine Jose Mourinho working with them?
No,
Why
100%
wouldn't
not.
they go for Allegri? Why wouldn't they go for Allegri then?
Well, yeah, that's true. That's a good point,
And
actually.
there's rumours that Allegri wants to go as well. So you know,
It'll be
it's an
interesting.
opportunity.
Well, we've only
It's
got
an attractive.
a minute left, so we'll.
Next Arsenal man should be Troops. It should be Troops.
We've literally got like 50 seconds. Adam said Eddie Howe. So quickly, Johnny, what are your thoughts, Eddie Howe? Not a bad shout.
Not a bad shout.
They want Brendan Rodgers, don't they? I think everyone wants
Brendan
Brendan Rodgers.
Rodgers would be a very, very good sign.
I can imagine him at Arsenal. To be fair, I can imagine him there. You know.
But then again, comes again to look.
but what would
imagine
you,
if
what, should he leave Leicester to go to?
No, personally, no disrespect to Arsenal fans. If I was Brendan Rodgers, I want to go to Arsenal.
Oh my god! To be honest, right?
I want to go to Arsenal.
I wouldn't go to Arsenal either if I was Brendan Rodgers. You got a better team there,
You're second.
young team.
You're challenging the Premier League
Yeah,
title.
no, you got
Why would
a
wanna go
young
to a club
team and
that's
you got less stress as well. There's no,
Why would you in a team that's fighting? Finish in top 6.
oh, I don't know why I'm laughing. Maybe below him. Anyways, that's basically the end of the show. Johnny, thank you for coming on. Kish, thank you for coming on. Hopefully you've enjoyed it, mate.
Next time, boys. This time next year.
And Johnny will be back on in 2020 because he's going to Pakistan to get married. Anyway, this has been your boy Osman. We'll see you next week. Take care. Enjoy the rest of your day.
See you later, mate.
Bye.